Okay, hi. So I'm doing this a little differently than before. Um, so I'm going to see how this works. So I follow quite a few different kinds of channels on my YouTube channel, and I have two different YouTube accounts because I've got my personal account, and I have my sort of my vlogging account, the one that I post to and stuff like that. It's winterpeg2chillipines. Um, in my effort to kind of diversify my channel, I've one of the people that I follow. His name is Telltale, or his channel is called Telltale or Telltale Fireside Chats. Um, Really good channel. And his format is something that is easily reproducible. Um, so I've kind of gotten some tips from him, not personally, but I've taken them from his channel, and I hope he doesn't mind. One of the things he likes to do is talk about evangelical pastors and their influence on the media and things like that, and that's cool and everything. I'm just going to stick with politics. So I'm looking through. He uses one of his resources is the Friendly Atheist. So I perused what Friendly Atheist is all about, and I've got some ideas. And one of these is this guy named Mark Robinson. Um, he's a okay. This article is from Right Wing Watch. Right Wing Watch. Wow. Okay, it's a Christian national, a nationalist North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is 95% sure he's going to run for governor. So let's just take a look at this article here. North Carolina Christian nationalist Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson has been under fire since Right Wing Watch posted various clips of him making outrageous comments. We'll take a look at those later. Particularly in his rant that Christians must take control of public schools and ban the teaching of filth or about filth like LGBTQ issues. Don't like them already. On Tuesday, this was posted. When was this posted? When did this go up? 2021, but it doesn't give me a date readily. Sorry. I'm not seeing a date. Oh, sorry. Duh, it's right there. October 28th. October 28th. So Tuesday of the week of October 28th, Robinson appeared on a conference call hosted by radical right-wing pastor and radio host E.U. Jackson. He sounds like somebody I want to take a look at. He shares Robinson's aversion to gay people and LGBTQ rights. During the call, Robinson continued to defend his anti-LGBTQ tirade and announced that there is a 95% chance that he is going to run for governor in North Carolina in 2024. Let's have a little listen to the phone interview.
We're about 95% sure we're going to run for governor. Our current governor is term limited. He's on his second term. He's on his way out, thank God. We have a guy we believe is behind him on that side who will be just as bad, if not worse than him. And so we certainly we're in the vein right now of gearing up for that. We haven't announced, but we're about 95% sure that that's the direction that we're going in. You know, we were asked by some folks who have a great deal of confidence in us to run for Senate, United States Senate, and we turned that down. And the reason why we turned it down is because we believe that the work that we need to do is right here in the state. We need to stay here in North Carolina to protect North Carolina from some of the craziness that's going on at the
It sounds like he's not running for Senate, thank God.
Level, and continue to help the state rise under conservative principles. So we have not announced that we're going to run for governor. But we're about 95% there, and it's a logical step for us to take. So be on the lookout for that.
Amen.
Okay, so the next part of the article is just basically a transcript of the audio recording. So let's continue. Predictably, most of the call was dedicated to Robinson playing the victim, asserting that it is immoral to promote LGBTQ equality to others while simultaneously insisting that it is bigotry to criticize him for holding such views. Let's look up the meaning of the word bigotry. Bigotry meaning. It's right there in Google. Obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction, in particular prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Okay, so how does that, where am I looking for? Where's my thing? Here it is. Insisting that it is bigotry to criticize him for holding such views. I'm sorry, but that doesn't apply. Criticizing somebody is everyone's right, first of all, and it is not, criticizing somebody is not bigotry. Bigotry is having the beliefs that he has, that LGBTQ people should be a subclass of in society. That's his view. Okay, so that's bigotry. But criticizing somebody for those views is not bigotry. Okay, let's continue here. Robinson also claimed that if he was Muslim and believed these things, his critics would not have the unmitigated gall to speak up against me if I was a Muslim and I believed these things and believed these things. Hold on a second. Okay. Robinson also claimed that if he was a Muslim and believed these things, his critics would not have the unmitigated gall to speak up against me if I was a Muslim and believed these things. Very confusing sentence. Well, if he was Muslim and believed these things, damn right he'd get criticized for it. Any human being who believes these things about the LGBTQ community, I'm sorry, you're going to get hated on. I mean, there's going to be people that just hate people like you. That's the way it is. So he continues, one of the reasons why they're attacking me is because of my religious beliefs, Robinson griped. I am a firm believer, and I am not shy about saying this, homosexuality and transgenderism are sin. According to the tenets of my Christian faith, that is sinful behavior, and it is sinful for people to wrap themselves up in it and identify themselves by it. And it is immoral for people to promote it and to promote it to other people. That's just closed-minded ignorance. That's all that is. It's closed-minded ignorance. In this country, he continues, you have the right to be able to be a homosexual and transgender person. There is no doubt about that, and I'll stand up for your rights to be able to do that, he continued. But as far as you going into schools and promoting it to your young people and promoting it to young people and trying to push your feelings or your lifestyles on someone else, that is an absolute no-go. Well, clearly he is misinformed, perhaps about the way social studies works. We call it social studies here in Canada. I forgot to mention that I'm a Canadian reacting to this. This is American governor, and I'm a Canadian. But anyway, he he's saying that homosexuals and LGBTQ people are going into schools and explaining that our way of life is nothing to be afraid of. I don't see that. I don't see a transgender woman standing in front of a classroom saying, this is why I'm transgender. It may be a transgender woman giving a speech, but I guarantee you it's not about being, it's probably more about advocating for students to be aware of their feelings, identify the feelings that they have so they can properly deal with them. Because a lot of these children who are going through school have no idea really of what these feelings that they're feeling, what they are and what they mean. Okay? So going into schools and explaining this to these children who are having these thoughts makes sense, because where else are they going to get it? Are they going to get it at home? Maybe if they have a progressive family, they might sit down and say with their kids and say, okay, if you feel like this, that could mean this, it could mean this, it could mean this, whatever. Every family has to do that for themselves, but primarily we teach kids about sexual education in schools. Safe sex, how to protect yourself, what consent is, all that stuff. So why not include homosexuality and LGBTQism? There's just, that's all part and parcel of what educators are for. They're there to educate children about all kinds of things. Oh. So it continues on. Just because I disagree with your lifestyle doesn't mean that I have to hate you, or that I hate you, or that I will take away your constitutional rights. Okay, we think I read this already, and I'm going to stand up for right to protect those rights. Okay, so let's they're not just trying to silence our voices on as citizens of the United States of America. They're trying to silence our voice as believers in Christ. Because if you notice, I can't think of a single solitary time in this country's history, in this recent history, where somebody of the Muslim faith was demonized, or demonized because of their beliefs about homosexuality. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Clearly this man is uninformed. Homosexuality is illegal in Muslim countries. Okay? Plain and simple. It's illegal. If you're found to be homosexual, they could kill you. Okay? So don't say that a Muslim isn't persecuted because of their beliefs about homosexuality. The press has been demonizing radical Muslims' beliefs because of exactly that. So you can't. He's just wrong. He's misinformed. They always come after the Christian church. They always come after the Christians. They have to go stand. They have to go stand strong and let people know that, yes, we consider those things to be a sin, but we also consider fornication and adultery to be a sin, and a myriad of other things. Concerning he's talking about fornication outside of marriage, because fornication is just another word for sex. But it's not about hating everyone or hating anyone or wanting to take away someone's constitutional rights. It's about having a constitutional right to your deeply held religious convictions and being able to spread those religious convictions to those who believe like you, and to your children, and not having that taken away. So you're allowed to spread your Christian views to anybody that you think you should be spreading it to, but a homosexual person who, it's not a religion, of course, but a homosexual person can't go into a school and say, this is who I am and this is why I am the way that I am, and if you feel like me, you should consider that my way of life is something that would appeal to you. You can spread your word, but the homosexual can't spread his or hers. So, or theirs, sorry. That's just... I can have my rights, but you can't have yours. Okay, so he continues on. This goes to the heart of religious freedom. Yep, definitely. More to the point, it goes to the heart of the bigotry that we see. And yeah, I use the word bigotry because they love that word. The bigotry that we see against Christians, because I'm a Christian, because I believe that homosexuality is a sin and adultery is a sin and fornication is a sin. Let's look up fornication, because maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to take, let's see, fornication. Oops, that's fornications. Which I'm surprised is a word. Fornication, sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. Okay, so it's extramarital sex. Fair enough. But it's sex. Okay, oops. Adultery and fornication would then be probably synonymous then, so he's being repetitive and redundant, but we'll continue. But chiefly because I believe homosexuality is a sin. Okay, so fornication and adultery, okay, I'm okay, but homosexuality, these people want to call me names and push me out of the public square. That is not how this country was designed to work. And I reiterate the fact that if I was worshiping under a crescent instead of worshiping under a cross, this would not be happening to me. Just read something on Islam and homosexuality there, Mark. Right? Mark Robinson? Yeah. But because I'm a Christian, they feel free to attack me. So they've got to go band together as... So we've got to go band together as Christians and come together and understand that we have the right to our deeply held religious convictions. It's guaranteed to us by our Constitution. It does not mean that we hate or despise anyone or want to deny anyone their constitutional rights. But we will, however, in our churches, preach our gospel, and we will not be impeded in any way because of it, or be discriminated against because of it. We don't want to hold up anybody else's lifestyle or deny them or their beliefs, but you're also not going to deny me my lifestyle as well. We need to stop beating around the bush and stop being afraid to say that we stand up for what, and say that and stand up for that. The man has got a very confusing way of speaking. Okay. So clearly he's anti-LGBTQ. Okay, fair enough. A lot of people are. But I want to look at this here. This is his. This is what was tweeted out by Right Wing Watch. This is Mark Robinson public speaking, and about his attitudes towards homosexuality. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do.
We have got to wrestle this away from those folks. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it is flat out child abuse. Take your children and tell them they have to attend school. Don't have a choice. And then some of them will tell them they don't want you to have a choice where they go to school. You have to send your children here to school. Then when they get there, what do they teach them? Teach them a bunch of stuff about how to hate America. Teach them a bunch of stuff about why they're racist. Teach them a bunch of stuff about transgenderism.
Hate America, is that taught in schools? Is there a class you can take? Like Hating America 101?
And homosexuality. I'm saying this now, and I've been saying it, and I don't care who likes it. Those issues have no place in a school. There's no reason anybody anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homosexuality, any of that filth. And yes, I called it filth.
So he's saying that educating children about various different avenues you can take that you can take as in your sexuality and in exploring your sexuality. Learning about those things is not okay. No, 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 I don't want it in my school. Go somewhere else. We don't want you in the school. But my views, my religious views definitely belong in school. Absolutely. You got to put my religious views in there. I have to be able to speak. I have to be able to reach the children of our society. So you have to teach creationism. We have to say the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. Which one? What's better there, Mark Robinson? Whose argument has more merit? Yours, because you're a Christian, or a homosexual making the same argument?
If you don't like it, then I call it filth. Come see me, and I'll explain it to you. It's time for us to stop letting these children be abused at these schools, and it's not going to happen till the people of God stand up and demand different.
Wow. So who is Mark Robinson? So this is Mark Robinson, American politician, 35th Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. He's a member of the Republican Party, clearly. He is the first African American to hold the office. He's the first African American to hold the office of Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. Good for him. So what else is, what about this guy? We got here where he's born, all pretty regular stuff. In 2018, Mark Robinson attended a meeting at the Greensboro City Council where he then debated whether or not to cancel a gun show in the wake of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Robinson spoke in favor of gun rights, and video of his speech went viral after it was shared on Facebook by Mark Walker. He was invited to speak at the National Rifles Association's annual convention after that year. Really weird. It goes on for his political campaign, his career. He kind of, from what I've read, he kind of just appeared out of nowhere in 2018 or 2018, and was elected Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. 2021, so the election would have been in 2020. Then I looked up his voting record. This is available on Ballotpedia. Okay, so yeah, Greensboro again, Lieutenant Governor since 2001 or 21, sorry. So here is his win. Republican primary elections, winning the primary elections. His donors. His donors are available here. Nothing unusual from what I saw. He's very popular among Republicans, I understand. That's great, good for him. So not a whole lot of information about his political donations. So the other site here that I showed, Ballotpedia, actually had a list of his top donors and top payees. So he's made 1.3 million in contributions, 10,469 unique donors, expenditures. So nothing terribly terribly racy in the political facts. His raciness, his cringiness comes about when we're talking about his political beliefs, or political beliefs lumped together with his Christian beliefs. So, so he'll always be firm and congratulate those who come here legally. So he's against illegal immigration. A lot of people are. I'm against illegal immigration too. If you weren't getting into the country, then by all means do it legally. As a veteran, so as a guy who served his country, Mark will fight for those who have given themselves to serve his country. Our veterans deserve to be taken care of, and Mark will not simply talk about it. About getting results, he will do it. Right. So yeah, nothing terribly really racy in his political history, but just the stuff that he says is really ridiculous. Like, he can go wave his finger around, and that's okay, but a homosexual waving their finger around is wrong. You can have your beliefs, but your beliefs have to stay over there, whereas my beliefs can go anywhere they want. That's his message. Well, and that's wrong. And in the United States, as well as in Canada, there's a separation of church and state. Okay? For those of you who don't know what that means, it means politics stay away from the church and church stays away from politics. School, the administration of education to minors, is under the domain of the state. It is the state who decides what to teach kids, not the church. So, I mean, if the church decided what to teach children, we might as well be back in the Dark Ages. That's what it comes down to. Anyway, that's my thought. Those are my views. Tell me what you think.